Mike Perlack here to entertain you with the help of Bush. The Golden Age! The Golden Age! Golden Age came on. Whoa! Whoa! That's on Bush's 2014 Man on the Run. I just got done transferring it to cassette tape. I figure if I'm only going to listen to cassette tapes at work, I might as well make the most of it. I found a unit for doing that with CDs, transfer them to cassette tape at the Goodwill today for $3. It's AWA. I never owned an AWA product. Japan, so I figured it was good. Anyways, I have the deluxe version of Bush's Man on the Run, and that's the Golden Age. That's the very last song on the album on the deluxe package, and the very end of the song has music and sound effects I can only describe as belonging in Donkey Kong. Anyways, moving on. Sorry about not really putting out any real content for a while. I don't do cold weather or winter or snow too good. I'm also working on, besides overtime at work, I'm also working on a project that's consuming a lot of my free time. A project that, in the long run, is going to better my life, and probably this channel too, because I'll be in a place where I'll be able to focus on more quality content. I haven't forgotten about the part 2 of the Sting and the Police, my 7,777 CD collection. As a matter of fact, I saw something on Rick Beato that prompted me to get songs from the library, I cannot pronounce that word. Labyrinth. Anyways, yeah, there was some old school, I mean really old school, like 1500s music on there. So I will be getting to that, but for now, let's focus on what the whole point of this video is. To talk about what's really going on and what the mainstream media is not talking about or avoiding. Or trying to sugarcoat. Starting with Biden's failed taunts towards Putin. Unfortunately for us Americans, Putin has more brains than Biden. Biden, wants Putin to start World War II, so it'd be easier for him to tell Americans and the world who the evil one is. Yeah, I think they're both evil, personally, from my perspective. But this is why Biden is taunting Putin. Like, come on, start World War III. And Putin's like, no, fool, I'm going to show you up for the joke you are. Putin's no saint. As a communist dictator, he committed his share of human atrocities. But he's a strong leader. I wonder what that's like, because we don't have that right now in our country. We don't have strong leadership. Putin's not stupid. He knows humiliating the U.S. through diplomacy would have more of an impact than hardcore military World War III BS. And Biden's administration has been giving him every opportunity to humiliate the United States. Back in 2016 when Trump first became president, SNL had all these jokes about how Trump was God's gift to Putin. No. It's the Biden administration that is God's gift, if there is a such thing as God's gift to Putin. It must be nice to have a real leadership leading your country. Biden could end this by simply reinstating Trump-era policies, but he will not do that, because that will piss off his leftist base and interfere in the Orange Man bad narrative. Imagine, U.S. has weak leadership and other countries suffer, and brainwashed leftists have just another reason, another thing to bitch about how evil America is. Same old song and dance. Yeah, come on, Putin, start World War III so Americans will stop questioning the holy Democratic Party and we can go back to the glorious Obama days where all us elite politicians had to do was watch the money fill our bank accounts, and if we needed money to pay our globalist, elitist, criminal enterprise friends, well, there was always the blood, sweat, and tears of the American worker. But all this liberal globalism BS ended Thursday morning. Nationalism is back. Thanks, Puddin'. Thanks, Puddin'. I've read somewhere or heard once, good and evil must be balanced on Earth. So maybe there's something to that. Because from now on, if you live in the U.S., America first. If you live in Canada, Canada first. If you live in France, France first. Etc., etc., etc. Nationalism is back. Love of country is back. Nationalism is back, but war is still hell. I saw the footage of the Ukraine man crying, kissing his little girl, and wearing a pink, a winter coat. And she was crying, kissing her goodbye, and possibly forever, going to fight. Yes, I'll admit, it made me feel something. It made me feel something. Sadness. It made me feel sad. It made me grateful that I only have myself to worry about in this world. But it did make me feel something seeing that footage. But feelings don't fix problems, like the left wants you to believe. It's all about your feelings. The U.S. has weak leadership and other countries suffer. And brainwashed leftists say, oh my God, America is so evil. Get used to the term cyber Cold War. The Ukraine president couldn't even get a message out when all this crap went down Thursday. Yes, sir. Brainwashed liberals, like the ones that believed that the American Indians were rainbow people who danced around and rode on unicorns all day. And then the evil, white, superior European came to slaughter them and take their land. The truth is they were at war with themselves and the land and nature. Oh, and by the way, they ate each other. Cannibalism. Yeah, that was the Native American. Nothing is cut and dry when it comes to history, the history of humanity. Nothing is cut and dry. The only one that really worries me as far as the future of power and control is this George Soros. He worries me the most because he's the one who can and in the past has bought elections for leftist Democrats. The sad, bitter old man type. But now the Democrats blame the Ukraine crisis for all the failings of the last year. You know why? Because the midterms are coming up and they need a distraction. This is why I will never vote for a Democratic leader. A Democratic leader will not get my vote. Not because Republicans are better, but because they are obviously the lesser of two evils. And that is the only choice we have in this planet. Putin said, "Salvaci to all nations but Ukraine," because other nations, use Ukraine against Russia. That's his argument. So, yeah, he's not gonna. Putin is not stupid. He wants to humiliate the United States even further. The more he sees that, the more long-term power or influence he'll have. Oh, dear God. What else is happening since last I talked to you? Canada is now under dictatorship. Yeah, Justine, the Canadian's Prime Minister, he made it clear how much he loves and admires the CCP, specifically their power structure. Because of the CCP's power structure, it makes it so easy for them to have control of their economy. If I lived in a country where the leader of that country was singing praises about the power structure of the CCP, I'd be worried, as someone who values faith, family, and freedom. Hey, Kyle Rittenhouse, here's some good news. Kyle Rittenhouse is awesome. He started this initiative, Media Accountability Project, or something like that. He started an IMAP, holding the media accountable for their actions. So there's some good news. But who really is president? Who really is president? Is it Obama? Maybe George Soros? Soros? I hear say that guy, that old... whoever it is, it ain't Joey. You know, Obama was the puppet for 8 years. Now maybe he's graduated to the puppeteer for the powers that be. He used to be the puppet for the powers that be for 8 years. Now he's the puppeteer. Whoever's president, it sure the hell ain't Joey. Joey's not pulling the strings. Of course, these mandates are still in litigation because the Democratic Party doesn't know how to use tax dollars constructively. They don't know how to pay bills, only how to get Republicans to pay the bills. The Democrats, they spend the money, doesn't matter if the U.S. has the money or not, and the Republicans got to figure out the budget. Same old song and dance. How about the Liberals champion, Oprah? You think she'll run? They were talking about this years ago. No, she made it clear she don't want no part of it. And why should she? Why should Oprah want to be president? I mean, she's sitting pretty as a multi-billionaire. Got hordes of lost souls who worship the ground she walks on. I don't. There's another one that I thought was a good person. It's amazing how these people, their true colors are really coming through in recent history. What I fear more are the hordes of ignorant humans that would vote for her if she didn't run. Oh, God, Lord help me. Yeah, Joey was supposed to be the guy who was going to unify the country. You know, Bill Maher tried to explain this to his audience. Stop calling Trump supporters deplorable. But the left won't. They won't, because shame and ridicule are the only cards they have to play. They don't have facts. They don't have reality on their side. Their leadership is failing, and they, I believe, do not have the mental capability of seeing it. And when I talk about liberal extremist, I'm talking about the elite control of all, whether it's social elite, Hollywood elite, political elite, elite period. Elite control of all is what I mean when I talk about liberal extremist. Liberal extremist is failing here at home. And this is why globalist New World Order is falling apart in the whole world now. Dr. Steve Turley, I'll quote him directly on this one. He said, America cannot hold the world together anymore because it cannot hold itself together anymore. Like I said at the beginning of this video, nationalism is back. The universal question, the human universal question is not what do I believe? It's who am I? The left always claim that humans can do benevolency without God. We just need government. Yeah. Oh, yeah, humans, we don't need God. We can do that whole benevolency without God. This is why leftist ideology was doomed from the start. This is why extreme leftists obsess over pronouns and the number of genders and gender roles. Through all this obsession, they are seeking something. What are they seeking? Could it be a higher love or power? I'll say love so I can sing the Steve Winwood song, Higher Love. Think about it. There must be higher love. Without it, all is wasted time. There must be someone who feels it for me. And other awesome lyrics from that song. Steve Winwood, Our Higher Love. I will wait for it. I'm not too late for it. Until that I'll sing a song to cheer the night along. Break! Nationalism is back, baby. That's the basic message of this video. Nationalism is back, and liberal globalism is dead. Mike Paralak, thank you for your time.